You're at the summit. You need a higher horsepower bike. That's right. So this is...
Heads up!
We'll wait.
Sorry.
Thank you. So, this is a very special view for me, because this is the first vision I got of VIR in September 1998. Because the only access to the facility was through a service road that led up to back here. And we came out into this little opening with a blend here, and there was the oak tree, and there was this extraordinary place with trees growing right next to the track, grass coming up through the asphalt. It was incredible. This tree line used to be all the way up to the platform. Dick Lee, who was the FIA course designer who did the motorcycle modifications of the Blue Seca, was hired by Harvey Siegel and Connie Nyholm to build this track to FIA Group, or rebuild it to FIA Group 2 specifications. Dick wanted to build a parallel, flat, and level back straight to the right of the existing. The reason why was because it wasn't smooth and it had a crest in it and he felt cars might get it. Given the fact that the lap record here, unofficially, is in the low 32s, that is 1 minute 32 seconds. If that car can fly, no car can. This is a fantastic view because we can talk about everything we need to talk about in about 5 minutes and get out of here. You can see the drive-over bridge at the bottom of the S's. You can see the tree behind the worker station at turn 10. That tree is a very important landmark as you commit to the first right turn coming up the hill. It is important that you delay your turn in, turn significantly to the right, coming up the uphill S's, catch the end of the curbing, first curbing on the right, at the end, pointed right at that tree, because you will be then able to open the steering wheel and drive straight across an area that is a full-blown crest. And we've seen IMSA GT cars nose up in the air, we've seen people go flying, and we've seen a lot of people go off. Turn 10 is a really fast sweeper. The entry of turn 10 is 4 feet narrower than the track width at the exit that you are watching right now. So the XS asphalt is on the outside of the center line of the corner. You can go through turn 10 quicker because there is more radius at the exit than there is at the entry. It is okay to get right side tires as long as the wheel is straight when you get there on the end of the green and yellow exit curbing, or the white curving just inside of that. The asphalt continues. You can do one of two things. You can drive straight from the track out of 10 to the turn in for 11, or you can drive across diagonally the width of the road to the left and make the left side of the car parallel with the left side of the road in the uphill brake zone. It really doesn't matter. What does matter is that the uphill brake zone is 2 different inclines. The first incline is roughly 60% steeper than the second part. Some of the largest accidents are here. And the reason why is because people think they have the same coefficient of friction and the same amount of compression in that brake zone throughout, and they don't. So if you're in a big heavy car and you're going very fast, you need to get on the brakes and then bleed off the pressure as the road surface levels out between here and the billboard. You can see it. You can see that the bottom rises significantly, and the only place that this track was changed was they added about 10 feet of base to the bottom of this dip because modern cars would not bottom out there. But that's the only vertical change. So when you come up here, this two corner section is the place where most people can get the most amount of improvement if they look at it in a different way. How many of you have been to Road Atlanta? Okay. This is a miniature turn 6, turn 7 at Road Atlanta. The goal is to go as fast as you possibly can through the first part and slow at the right point here so that the car will turn very quickly and point straight down the road at the exit before you reach the apex. The reason for that is because not only does the road go downhill, but just like Road Atlanta, you can see the dark pickup is canted to the left. So the road is heavily crowned at the exit. So the track again is trying to screw you. It is trying to say, okay, I'm going to turn in early. I'm going to pick up this curving early. If you touch this curve and the center line of the car is left of the working station, you're in trouble.
So don't go over the curbing.
Because it means you've got too much curving left to do to stay on the track. Either A, at the speed you're going, or B, at the angle, or both. So the goal here is to turn in a car length or two before the arrow. You definitely want left side tires and left side of the car parallel with the left side of the road when you turn in. You want to roll off the brake and roll speed through this corner. And the reason why is because it is very steeply uphill. It's going to slow you down. When you add the steering input, it's going to slow you down more. And we're not going to walk back there, but the outside edge of the road to the apex is 30 inches higher. So there is a substantial camber gain, just like turn 6 at Road Atlanta. So the goal is, most people either turn in early or are wide of the apex, and they end up too far out too soon. And then they have to sit there and twiddle their thumbs in the short straight, waiting to do something here. And because they're already going too slow, they get back on the power too soon. And then they turn the wheel and everything washes out. So the goal is to carry enough speed through 11 so that you end up left front tires where the blue t-shirt is, right where you are. Left front is right there. So if I drew a line 2 car lengths before the beginning of the curbing across the width of the road, it would be between those two. That is where the left front tire comes away. Another visual is when you are at the apex of 11, there is a tall tree line. Then there is an opening in this tree line. Then there is another tall tree line. If I dropped a plumb bob from the tallest tree on the right-hand side, and I was coming up through 11, and I drew a bead on that, it would take me so that my left front met the outside edge of the road at approximately the point I needed to turn the boat. If you have data on your car, and you have indications of where your brake pedal is, you have brakes on after steering is initiated. If you don't, you're wasting time. But we are still climbing here. We're still climbing right up to the area where we're actually getting most of the turning done for the corner, which is back here. If there is enough energy in the car, and that means speeds of greater than 55, generally 63 miles an hour by the time we get to the turn-in point. And really it needs to be low to mid 60s. Then what happens is if you carry the braking in, the car begins to develop a slip angle as the road drops away and finishes the turn for you. So your goal really is not to drive a line such that the car follows your every demand. It's to engage in a conversation with the car to make the car do some of the work. And you can do that by just carrying a little more energy to and just past the turn-in point. But this is a wonderful corner, and a lot of people, the light bulb comes on when they quit looking at this as two separate corners and say, you know what, this is just one big arc, it's decreasing radius, I've got to perform a speed adjustment in the middle of it, I'll just get it done, but I'm also going to roll enough speed through here so I have to do it right here. If you can go back to power after you slow for this to get here, you've overslowed.
Guilty.
Hey, always, always. Thank you all for your wonderful patience. We are
Thank you.
done for today.